Late Night Health continues here on your local radio station or podcast place like, Apple, Google, and even on latenighthealth.com. Our guest is Robert Burke. He's the founder and CEO of Sobo. We'll find out what that is. He is a consultant. And Robert, do you work specifically in the healthcare industry?
No, not specifically. Just general business consulting. And me personally, I have a lot of experience starting, growing, scaling businesses, and that's really where my interest is in is helping maybe newer entrants or helping businesses that are trying to get to the next level, overcoming challenges and leveling up.
With healthcare, can we scale a business today? Can a business grow in the healthcare field?
I think in the healthcare field, it's I know there is a trend of convergence of everything coming together, and the big health and big pharma getting bigger, but there's so many opportunities for newer entrants to enter the field, disrupt the field, and fight, not only fight for survival, but fight for market share, because there is a trend, and I think it's a growing trend in healthcare specifically, people looking for options, people looking for alternatives. They see the big guys getting bigger and getting more profitable, while the smaller, the solo practitioners and the smaller medical groups getting an alternative medical practices getting forced out of the market, because it's just harder to whether find the right staff or find the right mentors or opportunities to get to the next level, to overcome day-to-day operational challenges. But yeah, to answer your question, absolutely, there is opportunity. There's always opportunity to build something.
Our previous guest talked about physician and healthcare practitioner burnout, and which is a big issue right now. Doctors are retiring early. They're getting out of their practices. Do you see that as something that Sobo and your consulting can help with?
Absolutely, because those doctors, those physicians that have years and years, decades of experience providing care, they could come into an opportunity for a smaller medical group that maybe doesn't have the expertise that these individuals have, and provide ongoing coaching, ongoing leadership development, or practice development on a fractional basis. And so the younger people starting out with less experience, they're not having to reinvent the wheel. They're not having to go through all of the trial and error that it takes to get to perfection or get to success. So we're looking to shortcut that, and we need to take that talent with all the experience that they have and give it to the newer entrants in ways that the newer entrants can afford.
Let's take a look at your background personally, and tell them you're busy. Let's take a look at your background in business. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. Well, I started my professional services business, the first one, back in 2008. Anyone that's been around for any length of time knows that was a very difficult year to start a business, and it was it was an incredible opportunity, I think, to grind and learn and sweat and bleed and build something. And I I got a lot of experience doing things the wrong way, frankly, and learning to take the advice of others, learning to join peer groups and networking opportunities with other individuals that have shared the same experience as me, really helped me get insight and um, get to the next level faster than I would have otherwise. So having access to other people that have shared that sort of journey has really been helpful for me. But to answer your question, started out growing a business 14 years ago and learned what worked, learned what didn't work, and saw an opportunity for consulting to be reinvented, to be reimagined in a way that it won't be so off-putting. It would actually be a benefit, and we're looking to, with the platform that I'm building now, just realign incentives between the consultants in the field and the business owners and leaders on the other side that need access to those consultants.
As somebody who's worked in broadcasting for most of my life, radio and TV, and Daryl certainly has as well, and I'll ask kind of a broad question. In radio, I remember working at a station, being introduced to the station's new consultant, and people at the station, not the management, but the on-air talent, for example, the sales staff, they were not overly wild about having a consultant. Daryl, do you remember those days?
Yeah, and again, there's good consultants and bad consultants. I mean, I've worked for the guys that will, as a consultant, borrow your watch and then tell you what time it is, right?
Right.
Or spend 3 or 4 months doing an analysis and say, yeah, it's really bad. So, well, we knew that when we came in. What do we do to fix it? So it all depends on where the consultant is coming from and where their competencies lie. I mean, they have to have key components to what they're doing and thinking to match what's needed within the business. If you say you need sales and marketing to push the business, and they spend time, chasing nickels and dimes around the shop floor, they may be, their heart may be in it, but their mind may not be focused in the right areas.
So the question to you, Robert, is simple. What set Sobo apart from the kind of consultants that Daryl just talked about?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when I look at what you and Daryl were talking about, you're talking about a traditional consulting method or a traditional consulting marketplace where in my opinion, you're playing in traffic. You're going off of someone's referral, and maybe that consultant worked for them 3 years ago, but things have changed. Life conditions have changed. The person's just not what they used to be. They're failing to deliver, or maybe you've gone outside of their comfort zone, and once they sold that project, they're not going to come back to you and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Here's your money back." That doesn't happen. So we want to move from a marketplace style of consulting, whether you're playing in traffic in real life or you're going online and looking at all these marketplaces for consultants online. I see that as like a Craigslist for consultants. You just don't know what you're going to get, and you're probably not going to get anything that could consult itself out of a paper bag, frankly. So
we're going to take a break, Robert. When we come back, I'm going to ask you about fractional consulting. Our guest, Robert Burke, he is the founder and CEO of Sobo. He is wearing a great T-shirt right now and hat. Maybe he'll send Daryl one and me one. We'll see. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Join us at latenighthealth.com. We'll be back. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment.
Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com.
If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.
It's time to tackle a tough topic, one that affects us all. We're talking about sexism in the workplace. The award-winning Identifying the Elephant in the Room series is back and ready to tackle some complicated communications issues again. This spring, we're focusing on critical communication strategies in the face of sexism. Join us as we hear from professionals in the natural products industry who have valuable career lessons to share and real-world experience to discuss from all sides of the elephant. It's time to have an honest and open conversation about the impact of sexism in the workplace and how we can make it better for everyone. Identifying the Elephant in the Room series starts March 16th. Register today at inicibox.vfairs.com. That's INICIBOX.VFAIRS.com, and join the conversation to be part of the solution. Late Night Health moves forward. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. We're spending some time with Robert Burke, founder and CEO of Sobo. It's a consulting firm, but it's a different kind of consulting firm, Robert says, and we're going to find out what fractional consulting is. According to your information, it saves time and money. Fractional, I'm going back to geometry, and I'm seeing a circle, and there's fractions, and there's pieces of that pie. Is that what fractional means?
Yeah, fractional basically means part-time. So I don't need the whole consultant. I don't need 160 hours a month at $5,000 a day or whatever. I just need a couple of hours. I need 10 hours a month or 20 hours a month. And I need enough to move the needle forward, whatever that means. But I will say that we like to say that Sobo is consulting for the rest of us. And that's really what small to mid-sized companies, what we like to call growing businesses, that's really what we need. We need vetted consultants that are available on demand at a price we can afford. And when we say vetted, that implies that there's going to be verification of these consultants coming in, and are they good for fractional engagements? Are they good for coaching, and are they good for projects, or just maybe one or two or three of those? Because what we don't want to do is give someone a fractional that really just wants to coach. When you think about a fractional, a fractional is someone that is a player coach. They're not only helping you with a strategy, but they're also helping on execution. A coach is just advising from the sidelines. So you don't want to get someone that's super comfortable advising on the sidelines. You expect them to do some tactical execution. That's probably not going to happen, and you're going to be disappointed in the engagement process.
And if you're looking for somebody with a big business background, I don't know if he stepped out of the studio or not.
I'm here.
Yeah, okay, you're good. Daryl has an MBA and years of business experience, especially in aerospace. So if you need anybody, Daryl might be available. So just
that's people that we're looking for, MBAs or people with some level of intellectual knowledge of the business, but also a lot of practical knowledge, practical hands-on, getting it done. And that is what we're missing. That's what we're missing in this world, right? We're short on that. We're short on people that can get stuff done. And so we need their time. We don't need a full months of their time or a full year's worth of their time, but maybe 5 or 10 hours a week is enough to get your company from, A to B or B to C or C to D. But going back to what I was saying earlier about the marketplace, it's dangerous. It's scary because you're engaging a consultant that sold you on an engagement that he or she may not be able to deliver. So there's a little bit of a conflict of interest there that a platform takes care of. So going from a marketplace to a platform, there's a big shift. It's like renting.
Let me interrupt. By platform, Sobo is online?
Yeah, we're online, but also speaking to the fact that we're sharing data and exchanging data to find the right consultant for the business, and we're also vetting the consultant. So think about like Uber. Uber's a platform for ride sharing. Would you have gotten into a stranger's car or allowed a stranger to get into your car before the Uber platform existed? Probably not. And the same thing with Airbnb. Would you have stayed in a stranger's house? Probably not. But Airbnb makes that safe, right? So that's the same thing. We want to make consulting safe for everyone, and we want to have a consulting firm for the rest of us, right? For people that can't afford the Accentures and the Deloittes and they're happy to sell water bottle to the ocean if the ocean can afford it. I mean, you gotta be able to spend $7 million, $10 million on a consulting project and not care about it. Shelve it and you're fine. That's not the kind of consulting firm that we want to build.
Got it. Let's talk about AI. I mentioned this earlier that artificial intelligence has, with ChatGPT and other platforms, has really just taken the world by storm. It's amazing what it can do. Also, we've heard, this is the beginning of Armageddon, and we have to be careful. AI is going to pull us down. What is your thought about AI, and how can that help a small to medium company grow to be a big company?
I think AI is like any other technology. It's neither good nor bad. It depends on who's wielding that power. You give AI to Google or Microsoft, and you can guarantee that they're going to be working people out of a job because that's where they get their increased margins. But if you give AI to a small or mid-sized business or a consultant and say, hey, use this AI to get through the discovery process faster. Well, what is the discovery? Discovery is, okay, you start an engagement. I have to synthesize all this information and figure out what causes the issue that I'm dealing with right now. Like, what's the root cause? Nobody wants to spend a lot of money on discovery. AI can do that for you. So we can shorten the time it takes to get from assess to recommend to fix. That is the consulting method. And if we can shorten assess and recommend from like weeks down to days or hours or minutes, then we can spend more time on the fix, which, everyone's fine paying for the fix. They just don't want to, they'd rather not have to pay for all that work on the front end.
Gotcha. Is AI here to stay? Is it going to be part of all industries, and specifically in the healthcare industry?
Yeah, it's here to stay. It's going to be part of every industry. And, you look at healthcare, the ability to get, and healthcare delivery is a lot of parallels with consulting, right? You're assessing the situation with the patient, you're coming up with a list of recommendations, and then you're fixing that individual, right? So if we can use AI to assist in the assess and recommend portion, then the opportunity to save more lives, to increase outcomes for individuals increases, because you have more time to do that. You have more time to roll up your sleeves and do that part.
Actually get the work done.
Get the work done.
Briefly, what do you mean about the importance of working on a business rather than in a business?
It's a great question. A lot of entrepreneurs, they get bogged down in the weeds, and because maybe they don't have people that can get it done, or they don't have enough people that can get it done, so they end up doing it themselves. And what happens is then you have owners and leaders coming in trying to decide what kind of coffee and tea they should have in their break room, instead of like improving their business operations. And that's what we want to prevent. We want to get those people, the resources they need, so that they don't have to do that. They can step back and they can work on the structure of the business rather than the actual ongoings of the business.
I have to tell everybody about our upcoming show next week. Robert, thank you very much for being with us. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Is there a website that you have that people can check you out if they're interested?
Yes, you can check us out at sobo.ai, sobo.ai, and we will be in Asheville, North Carolina at the ACEC Georgia Summer Engineers Conference, June 2nd through the 4th. So if you're in the area, come out and check us out. We'll have trade show, and we're going to be doing product demos there as well.
Oh, that's terrific. Robert, thank you very much. Daryl, as always, thank you. And next week, by the way, we're going to be interviewing a 102-year-old doctor. Her name is Gladys McGarry. And I can't wait. 102 and still going strong. I'm Mark Alyn. Thank you very much for listening. We will see you next time. Have a good week, everybody. Most importantly, have a healthy week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.